Good morning. I'm an addict named Austin. I got clean here at Serenity House in Abilene, Texas on October 19th, 2014. I am blessed to be a part of this program. It is a little chilly for the new year. It was 19 degrees when I left my house this morning in Abilene. For those of y'all that don't know, we have a medical detox, residential inpatient, outpatient, peer recovery coaching support services. We have a youth prevention program here in Abilene, and we also have a men's residential in Fredericksburg, Texas. I wanted to start the week off with it just for today. January 6th. How does it work? I used to think I had all the answers, but today I'm glad that I don't. What are the two favorite words of most addicts? I know. Unfortunately, many of us arrive in NA thinking we have all the answers. We have a lot of knowledge about what's wrong with us, but in and of itself, knowledge never helped us stay clean for any length of time. Members who have achieved long-term recovery will be the first to admit that the longer they are here, the more they have to learn. But they do know one thing. By following this simple 12-step program, they've been able to stay clean. They no longer ask why, they ask how. The value of endless speculation pales in comparison to the experience of addicts who found a way to stay clean and live clean. This doesn't mean we don't ask why when it's appropriate. We don't come to NA and stop thinking. But in the beginning, it's often a very good idea to reword our questions. Instead of asking why, we ask how. How do I work this step? How often should I attend meetings? How do I stay clean? Just for today, I don't have all the answers, but I know where to find the ones that matter. Today, I will ask another addict, how does it work? You know, I think about getting here, and I was blessed in the way that like the gift of desperation, right? Like everything I had ever done ended me back in the same place, and I was beat up. I was out of options, out of answers, out of things. I knew that my way didn't work, and I really didn't know that this way worked, right? Like I just thought this was a stop before I got indicted on the charge that I was out on bond on, and I was going back to a place where there wasn't a lot of recovery, right? I got here and I saw that this was working for other people like me that had been through the same things that I've been through, because disease tells me they didn't use like you use. They're not from where you're from. They didn't run with who you ran with. It tells you all these lies, right? And so like I believe this program would work for y'all, but I never thought it would work for me. Once I got the hope shot and started thinking maybe it would work for me, I didn't know anything about living with or without the use of drugs, right? I had failed miserably over and over and over again, and everything that I had done ended me up in the same place over and over. And so I was blessed with the gift of desperation. So literally I would go to the meetings. I would do what they told me. I left treatment with my sponsor's number written on my hand in a pen. And I went to a meeting because he told me not to go to the sober living. He said, go to a meeting first, then take my stuff to the sober living, right? And so I knew that I was very scared of what was going to happen when the rubber hit the road. So I had his number and I did what he told me to do. And there's things like I did what he told me to do just to stay clean, one day at a time, right? And then after a while of doing that, I started, my hope started turning into faith, right? And I started putting some work into this program. And then other questions came along, like, how do I work this step? How do I, there was a lot of things I can remember. How do I show up in court when I know I'm going back to prison, right? Like, and luckily somebody in the program went with me and I ended up not going back to prison. And it got, and on a deeper level, right? Like I could follow the program, but then there were other things that I really wanted to know. So I asked my sponsor, like, how do I be a father to my son? How do I become somebody that a woman would want to be in a relationship with? And then it kept getting, like, the questions kept getting different, right? Like, how do I go about trying to buy a house? How do I buy this lawnmower so I can start this lawn mowing business? Like, thank God for people that had walked me through those things, right? I know those are probably not everyday questions, but some days I just needed to know, like, how do I not walk away, right? How do I stay? And a lot of times that has to do with picking up a phone and calling somebody or going to a meeting. And so I was very blessed with the gift of desperation. If you're not there yet and you have questions, please reach out. everybody's process is different. Not everybody is going to come to this program the way I did, and thank God that it is diverse, right? Thank God for all the different people in the program, so we all have somebody. I can't answer every question for you, but I usually know somebody that's been through something similar, right? Because I participate in this program, and so I can't answer all the questions. I sponsor guys that ask me about medications and certain things, and so I pointed them in the direction of somebody that had been through that. And so I'm really grateful for this program, that any questions I had and any things I was going through, there was somebody that I could talk to. I'm grateful today that I can be a father, a husband, and all the things that I never thought I could be, right? Thank God I didn't ask some of the questions early on, right? Because I'd been afraid of the answers. And so it's really just like, what can I do to stay clean today? What can I do for my recovery today? And there's some other issues that come to my life that I have to deal with as I go, and I don't have to trip or worry about them. I just have to know that everything's going to be okay. I'm going to be able to make it through. My needs have been taken care of, and almost all of my wants since I've been here, right? And so there's no promises. The only promise in NA is the freedom from active addiction. But after staying clean, a lot of things changed. So I'm really grateful. Thank y'all for tuning in today. Y'all stay warm, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.